All right, this is the second video because my phone is about to die. Having to work from the ground up or heal from the ground up. And, not getting in a healing trap of I have to fix this, I have to fix that. So I was just speaking with someone and of decolonizing and deconstructing, which is like pulling teeth. But I was telling her that for the female mainly, and men too, but for females mainly, I like to speak on because I am one. Healing the witch wound, healing the sister wound, healing the woman wound is the best way you're going to get to connecting with the goddess more, or at all. Of course, decolonizing. So there's a few things that I have endured and haven't spoken about, but decolonizing the name Jesus, because the letter J wasn't here. We all know that. Let's not get stuck on that. We all know he was black. Let's not get stuck on that. We need to move forward from that and find a solution to our inner conflict to help others and ourselves when the time is right, or if people are ready. So I was told that Jesus' name, one, is Serapis, which is a terrible person who helped bring down and did bring down Egypt. So in the Bible, they made Egypt bad, which the Bible is a conglomerate of Igbo, Celtic, Norse, and Yoruba Hindu origins. But mainly what I was speaking about with the lovely lady is the Bible was originally called the Sibyl. You can read the book by Mama Zogbe called The Sibyls, and also Amy Mon on YouTube is wonderful how she breaks stuff down. And seeing that they transformed, or let's not even say transformed, completely stole and took the woman out of the Bible and replaced it with Jehovah. Now, when I was Christian, I never heard of that name. It didn't connect with me. Yahweh, I never connected with that word or that name. I reject it now. But to get back to Jesus, who is not Jesus, I have been shown that Jesus was a Igbo man with the name of either Emmanuelu or Olise, which is fine. But as for women, of course, we do need a male configuration, but we have to study more and look back that the goddess was already both male and female. That's why African women are so strong, naturally having both female and male essences in themselves. And of course, a lot of them are still strong and angry because their DNA is speaking subconsciously of how they're feeling inside without really knowing that they need to heal their ancestral lines. I do feel that African women do need to heal that in order for us to come together, because if the goddess's energy does not become healed, the planet is not going to survive. And that's not in my book, that's not a possibility. We didn't come here to fail, because the prophecy is originally goddess, period. So I've been experiencing a lot of different energies where I've been going on different days these past few days, and I've been surrounded by Christians, and I don't want to push hate. I was pushing hate at first because it made me uncomfortable, like not intentionally, just like frustrated because I've been surrounded by them. But if we learned anything from Christianity, we have to know that leading through love is the first thing to do, through kindness, and kindness has boundaries. So I can tell that I'm I bother people by my essence, which is fine, and you're going to get that if you are transitioning or remembering who we were in the past. So, as I was saying, I totally forgot my train of thought, but to to believe or trust another deity, it has to take some time because we're coming out of some complex things, and I think to give ourselves time. And I was thinking here at home that a lot of people want power, and when I say the word power, it can ignite some of you thinking that, oh, I want this power to do this, I want my gifts, I want to do this, I want to be able to do this. And there's a lot of toxicity on Instagram and the web at all of who's doing this to who and who's doing this to what, and not thinking that they're still putting men against women and vice versa, and against each other by the witch wars, by gender wars, and there's love spells going on and all this bullshit, when you're not thinking that, and I've been shown this a few times, that there's a bigger enemy than Satan. And in order for another order. So doing spells to get a lover back, or to put a love spell on someone, which is probably the worst spell you could do because it backfires, and you can't stop that from backfiring at all, is a huge karma. And like I said, stealing people's energy and stuff like that, especially when one is part of the prophecy, is a big, I don't even like to say karma, like it's a big ass whooping. I know that's not really in alignment with what I'm talking about, but it just popped up. That's what I was saying. In the place that I've been past few days, I've heard a few things about Jesus and God bless and all that. And it's been bothering me, not because I don't want to be lovable and lift up the spirits. It's because I know the terminology is coming from a consciousness that needs to break down. And I have felt surrounded, but got to stay rooted. And I was on the way home, and someone was giving me a ride home, and she's like, "Look, I have Jesus." And I was like, I'm just going to say it. And I said, "He's not white, he's black." And I said, they made him look like that because they were hiding the indigenous. She's like, "Oh, I could believe that." And that's where the conversation stopped. So then I got a hint from an ancestor, and then on the way home, I saw the word deflag. And how I received that code was taking the flag away, or the baton away from Jesus, and handing it to, and as I'm on the freeway, I see a picture of Mama Wata. Mama Wata is one of the original, if not the original goddess, but I haven't dug that deep, so I don't want to put anyone there, but in the book by Mama Zogbe, The Sibyls, it clearly, I just got chills. Oh my God, I got chills again and again. Clearly, I got chills everywhere. Clearly explains that the temples were burned, papyruses were stolen, and the book of Psalms was all written by women, and women were the original writers of speech, inventors. And this is not to say that women are the greatest, we were first. It's not a pick me. It's not a pick me bitch type of energy. It's we're showing you the original essence so we can be respected again, because we got disrespected and manipulated and abused and killed for having power. And like I was speaking before, the power that a lot of us want, or I would hope some of us, quote unquote, Christian terminology, the righteous ones, want power in order for us to, one, be encouraged, and two, for us to help the other people that are in cycles of gang stalking, quote unquote, witch hunting, mutant killing, and things and so forth. So the power that we need is not to control or harm, but if we need to, we need to at this point. This is not a love and light codex. It never was. We got manipulated into that. And, you know, I'm also being told to be careful with every goddess. You know, just if you're hearing this, just grab a goddess and go. Some you have to really take your time with this. I've done stuff before and jumped around. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But some ancestors and ancestress, goddesses, ascended masters, you could have had a problem with in a past life. You call on them and they're like, yeah, I'll fucking help you, not knowing y'all were enemies back then. So you got to really take your time with this. I know a lot of us want to rush because we want to, we do have, some of us have insecurities. We want to be powerful. We want to be the one to bring the message. And in Christianity, I recall saying that we speak with love. We deliver with peace. We don't do it for our own self-inflation or pride. And I feel like a lot of us need to pull back when we deliver information that we found and not get angry when someone wants to combat with that. We are not to deliver all the information to everyone. That's how we failed the first time, because we went and spoke about XYZ to certain people in past lives, quote unquote, and that's how we got our information stolen. So being told to end this, but keeping things more so private for ourselves, for self-preservation instead of hidden, keeping things personable for ourselves, and being cautious instead of fearful, and stepping into teaching who needs to hear something without being boastful. Now, there are times we're going to have to fucking pop off, yes, but we need to tiptoe because we don't want to make mistakes in giving someone information that will copy you, run with it, and things of that nature. Back then, our ancestors accidentally signed stuff, accidentally told the enemies our plans, accidentally, did those types of things. And this is not me saying be afraid of the enemy, like Christianity does. And the spiritual community does that a lot now, which is these people are doing this to you and that person's doing this. Is a lot of readers online are not aware that they are actually being agents of darkness. We'll say, I don't want to say darkness, but agents of the wrong team. Being there's archons those are malevolent species, extraterrestrial species that are speaking through these people to create havoc. So when you're scrolling online and you're hearing a constant thing of this person misses you, this person misses you, these people are attacking you, these people are attacking you, when you're constantly listening and watching those things, it's a portal for you to be to get your nervous system eradicated so that you feel imbalanced, that you feel fearful. So knowing that you're going through a situation like me, I was going through gang stalking, still have been. I reject it now, but getting the information and trying to find a solution to that. If you're a reader, you need to have a solution when you're doing readings. There is no maybe, if, or you can say this information is for you, but the rest of it is not ready for you yet because of the timing, or, but you can't really give someone half-ass information anymore. Things need to be clearer. When you are doing readings, stop reading people. You are tapping into people's energy without their consent. It is a law. So, doing your protections and things of that nature, like I was just informed, is you're doing your protections without the energy of fear. So I know that with the mental health community, it's a little hard to do certain things, especially if you have a witch wound. You want to really take the time to yourself to mentally prepare yourself for things that are healthy, but not getting stuck in a healing trap. That's another dimension. So if you have PTSD, if you have any trauma, I like to call it wounding. If you have any depression, anxiety, things of that nature, you really want to, I know some people want to jump into spirituality, but you're going to get yourself fucked up, because if you're in balance, then you're not going to want to be tapping into things that are not for your highest good. Right now, I'm being told that this is for you right now, and I know maybe some people have codependency or attachment issues. Really petitioning and asking what's the best for you right now is what needs to happen, and not trying to be the leader or the go-to person. Like I said, remember to keep your stuff for self-preservation. Learning to nurture yourself is the best thing right now. You're like, how the fuck do I do that? That's when you have to ask yourself, the things that you didn't get when you were little, what would you want? And you're like, well, what do I want? Well, Google stuff, really take the time to help yourself through this. And it might feel kind of awkward, because in Christianity, you were programmed to be the helper. You could have been programmed to put God first, others, and then you. So that's why some of us have become codependent, because of the programming. So don't get mad at yourself. Get mad at the program and the programming, and know that you've been in a system. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys have and gals, mainly girlies, girl. But never mind. I'm about to say something else. But if you would like a quest, I call them quests instead of readings, or if you would like some jewelry or some art, please contact me. I do personalized jewelry as well, to uplift your spirit. And always remember also, guys and gals, to not always try and be a high frequency. Be a genuine frequency and take it slow. All right, thank you, and have a good one.